Half it again, and hello, it's Fo, and welcome back to our playthrough of MTG Arena. What I'd like to do is get some more coins. We're pretty close to being able to unlock another packet. Ideally, we'd like to change our red and black deck into a red, blue and black pirate deck. We've got some packs that we can open. We're going to open these. Hopefully we're going to find some of the cards we want. Deadeye Plunderers. That's one of the cards that we would like. It's a blue and black pirate. That's good in the Merfolk. Here, got nothing exciting for us. That could be good, I suppose, as a land. It gives us the three colours that we'd like to if we're going with a three-colour deck. We're not going to need him because we don't have any planeswalkers. As Foretold is good for playing on bigger spells later on in the game. If you can get it out in turn 3, and every turn thereafter you can cast a 1-drop for free, then a 2-drop the next turn, then a 3-drop, etc. Got a wild card. We don't have any mythic rares. We only got one rare wild card. We would like the Admiral if we're going with 3 colours. There's a blue, black and red pirate. Not sure whether it's rare or mythic rare. But we would like to pop that in. So we're going to think about our mana base here. We do need some blue lands. It's a question of how many swamps and mountains do we take out to make an adjustment for the requirement of blue lands. We're going to have this tricolour land. The Crypt of the Eternals seems good for what we want to do. Perhaps if we just splash blue, just have a touch of blue. Even if we only want a few blue cards, we're still going to need to add in a few blue lands and a way to get them. So if we play Evolving Wilds, then we'll be able to go and look for the land that we need. So now we've got 4 islands, 6 swamps, 7 mountains, 1 crypt, 3 evolving wilds, field of ruin, and an unclaimed territory. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep sort out our mana needs, keep us in the right mana. I think this is too slow, the captivating crew. We'll take that one out. I think is good, we'll keep that. The flagship I'm not sure about. Seems a little bit clunky, although it does give all our pirates +1/+0, so. Don't think the Forerunners are good for pirates. Walk the plank's not good again if you're against mermaids. We might want to switch that. Fanatical Firebrand is good because it can deal damage. Let's see what we want to add in. Have a look at some of the blue pirates and see if we can find the Admiral. If the Admiral's a rare, then we can use our rare wild card on that. Seems fitting. Yeah, plenty of good blue pirates. It's just a question of using up our wild cards to unlock them. We don't even have any Siren Storm Tamers unlocked. I don't think we want blue 1-drops anyway, because our mana's not that great. When we try to go 3 colours, we want to kind of focus on 1 or 2 of them, and just splash the third. So really we're looking for things that only have 1 blue mana symbol in them. And perhaps a black or a red. This is a pirate. The ability isn't bad. Admiral's Order is great, it's very flavorful. Hornswoggle is a pirate base card to get some treasure. But I'm not sure we want to go in on making treasures. It's good for a little bit of mana fixing. But I don't think we need an all-in treasure strategy. Slippery Scoundrel is alright. It's a question of how often we'd hit the City's Blessing. So it can be hexproof and unblockable. Seems good. Perhaps by turn 3 we'll be able to find an island to cast him on curve. Ring Caller seems fine, can pop that in. Might take it back out again. If the Seafloor Oracle was creatures, and not specifically merfolk, I'd be all for that. Maybe Spell Swindle is a counter spell that generates us treasure tokens. Try that out. Again, it's maybe not something we need to do. Might be something to take back out again. Trance and Melody is pretty good, but it requires double blue. We're not very likely to be in a position of getting double blue. All these big expensive things. Can't really bank on finding 2 blue, even by that late on in the game. Don't think we want to add in any of these black cards. Dead-Eye Tormentor just makes them discard a card, it's not that big a deal. We do have other pirates, but I'm not sure we want to necessarily add that one in. Raider's Wake is always a possibility in the future. I think this probably is the deck for it, or a deck similar. Revel in riches. Go down that route at some point. If we go down the making treasure tokens route. And pirate creatures are the best for generating treasure tokens. Again, we've already looked through these red cards. Don't think that there's any other pirates that we want to slot in that are just red. I think we're more interested in the multicolored creatures. Blue and black or blue and red. Could unlock one of these. 0/5 wall stops a lot of things on the ground. We can ping our opponent for 1. Then when we cast a pirate spell we can untap it and ping it again. Could be done. I think that's more useful than the captivating crew, which I find just far too clunky. Do like puncturing blow. I think we should keep both of those in there. Human pirate wizard, that's pretty good, but we need to sort of balance our removal spells with our creatures. Can't just fill it all full up of creatures at the cost of our removal, or vice versa. I think we definitely want the Deadeye Plunderers in. We'd love a hostage taker if we had a couple of wild cards. Let's see if we can find the Admiral first. Storm the Vault is also a good possibility, makes treasure. Strange, I'm not seeing the Admiral. I would expect to find him here. Perhaps it's at the end of the multicolored cards, because it's 3 colours. Doesn't seem to be. We're just into lands now. So, can't seem to find Admiral Beckett Brass, which would be one of the main reasons for splashing into blue, apart from the hostage taker, which is also amazing. I know it's either rare or mythic rare. It's a creature. Costs 4. Let's see if we can just find all the rare or mythic rare creatures that are in our colours. So it's showing us ones that we don't have and are available, but the Admiral just isn't here. Pretty sure all the cards are loaded in. Could be the case that maybe it's a mythic rare and it won't show us a potential mythic rare to unlock unless we have a mythic rare wildcard. Could be the case. Apparently there's no cards called Admiral in the set. It's pretty strange. Might just have to get the hostage taker. I'm pretty surprised. Perhaps, as I say, the Admiral's a mythic, and it won't show us the Admiral until we have a mythic rare wildcard. Could be the case. We'll just unlock the Hostage Taker. It's a great addition to the collection in the deck. I'm going to take something out because we're up on 61. Maybe the vehicle, the flagship, or spell swindle. Probably don't need that. This is on 60 cards. We can have a go with this and see how it goes. We don't have the Admiral, but Hostage Taker is still very good. So let's hope that the Hostage Taker and our freebooters can do most of the heavy lifting. We only need to win a couple of games to open a pack anyway. Opponent's going first, that's fine. Let's see what kind of an opening hand we get. We've got red and blue land, but no black. We do have a couple of things we can do. We can get at the Fanatical Firebrand and tear in with haste. But as always, we would like a land fairly soon. Hopefully a black one. So the Fanatical Firebrand has haste, so it's not affected by Summoning Sickness. It can attack straight away and use its tapping ability to sacrifice it and deal 1 damage to a creature or player. Opponent plays Martyr of Dusk, probably on the vampires. Still no land. So if we attack first, then we'll be able to get our raid bonus. Perhaps they'll trade off. When the Martyr of Dusk dies, it generates a 1/1 vampire token with lifelink. Might be more useful for us to swap. So now we can get out the Riggin Runner. And it comes into play with a +1/+1 counter on it, because we'd attacked with a creature before we cast it. Opponent's thinking, okay, Desert's Hold. So now our creature can't attack or block. Now we'd really like a black land. That's not a black land. Could be in trouble. Maybe we shouldn't have kept our opening hand. I did expect to at least draw a land so we could get out the Cutlass. Well, we've only got 19 turns and we're dead. It's a very slow clock, but it's a clock. Come on, black land. Okay, opponent's going to cycle. We've obviously got too many lands, taunting us by throwing one away to draw a card. A double black spell. That is an insult. Well, if we get black land, we might be able to get back in the game. We're on 7 cards, so if we don't draw black land, or a land in general, then we're going to have to start discarding cards, which is not really where we want to be. Opponent has Champion of Dusk, so they'll draw 2 cards because they have 2 vampires. We'll also lose 2 life. Puts them down to 19. Of course, attack with the lifelink creature puts them back up to 20. Well, there's something we can cast. Can maybe block the Martyr of Dusk and then tap and sacrifice to destroy the lifelink 1/1 after we've declared it as a blocker, so the 4/4 can't get through. It's a slightly advanced maneuver. I think we have to do something fairly magical to get back in the game. If we're getting hit for 4 or 5 a turn, it's going to be game over a lot sooner than if we're just getting attacked with a 1/1, so. The opponent has 6 cards and 5 lands, so shouldn't be that difficult for them to make a play. They're obviously so spoilt for choice of things they could do. They're just not sure. Perhaps they're thinking about killing our Firebrand. Probably a waste of a kill spell if they do, but if they try to kill our Firebrand with a spell, we can use its ability in response before their spell resolves. Right now they're just timing out. You can see with the hourglass ×1 up above their deck. That's how many timeouts they have remaining. If you run out of timeouts, because you spend far too long making decisions, then you will lose a game. It's not really how we'd want to win, but if opponents had an emergency and they've wandered away from their computer or something, then they will lose the game. They don't seem to be doing anything. They don't seem to be active over there. Oh dear. Okay. So they are there. No attacks. Okay. Got a 3rd land. It's not black, but it's a land. Guess we can put the Cutlass onto the Firebrand. Or is the opponent just really not there? They're not responding. Perhaps they've got some sort of emergency. I've had to answer the phone or something. And their attention's been taken away from the game. I think they're just gonna lose here. All their timers have run out. Yep. Oh well, it's not really how we'd like to win, but a win is a win, I guess. We've got 200 coins and a land. Don't think the land, we're probably not going to add that into our deck. But we made it up above 1,000 coins, so we can buy a pack. Pirates, I'm pretty sure the Admiral is in Ixalan or Rivals of Ixalan. We'll open up a next land and hope for the best. Otherwise, if we get a mythic rare, wild card, then perhaps we can get the Admiral. A tally. Okay. It's not quite what we were after. But, again, something for our dinosaur deck. If we're to go back into it. So we probably want to have a look at the land situation. I think we do need more swamps in there, by the looks of things. Or just another land. Either the mix of lands is wrong, or we don't have enough. Looking through again. Don't want to miss an opportunity. You need to play games to know where your deck is going wrong, how it's best refined. Perhaps we need a Shake the Foundations type effect where we deal 1 damage to all creatures. Might help us with 1/1 tokens. Suppose we've got a blue and red pirate here that we didn't add in. It's probably worth looking through the deck again to find that. Artifacts. Treasure map is flavorful. Generates us treasure tokens, but I think we're more interested in just fixing the land. Add in 2 swamps here. Probably want to add a 3rd swamp in. Need to take 1 or 2 things out maybe. Slippery Scoundrel. Does get hexproof. How many land have we got? 2, 4, 5, 8, 14 is 22. If we put up to 23, and then we take out, say, the flagship maybe? Don't think we need vehicles. Does give a boost to all our pirates in the attack. Maybe walk the plank. If we go down to 1 walk the plank, because sooner or later we're gonna come up against merfolk and be stuck with 2 walk the plank in our hand. You see that happening. Is very pirate flavorful, but it's not as useful. If we find we're overrun with creatures and we don't have enough kill spells, we can always put something back in. Maybe swap out the flagship for a kill spell. I'm yet to be convinced by it in the deck. So we're going to get the Fathom Fleet Captain. Mana looks healthy here. Red and black lands with black cards, it seems fine. Wild Growth Walker, kinda want to get rid of him ASAP before our opponent starts exploring and it gets out of hand. Get out Landrace Storm. When it attacks it makes a treasure, and then we could sacrifice that treasure immediately to make Captain Landrace Storm a 3/2 if the Wild Growth Walker was to block it. Captain has Menace, so can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. We can't afford to pay the 2 colorless to make a pirate token, but we don't need to. Our opponent sees the potential to lose the Wild Growth Walker and doesn't block. Perhaps got a handful of exploring creatures. Okay. Well, they're choosing to play a kill spell rather than an exploring creature. That's fine. Shame it exiles it when we have our spell to march our creatures back out the graveyard. We have the Ruin Raider, so that has a raid trigger. So if we attack in, again we can still do the same thing. We can sacrifice a treasure to make Captain Landrace Storm a 3/2 if it gets blocked. But it's not, so cast the Ruin Raider. And then in our end step we get to draw a card and we lose life equal to its casting cost. And we can play the card using our treasures. I think we do. We really want to get rid of the Wild Growth Walker. So they play Reaver Ambush, we play Reaver Ambush back. Cost us 3 life to get the card, but no biggie. We achieved what we wanted to do. Oh, the opponent's putting out Path of Discovery. So they're taking a turn off from laying creatures, which gives us a good chance to swing in. Mark of the Vampire gives one of our creatures lifelink, which I like the idea of. It'll sort of compensate for the Ruin Raider losing its life when we draw an extra card in our end step. So we've generated our treasure, we could get out our other pirate. We'll go ahead and do. Draw a 2-drop, use 2 life. And back to 20 where we started. So they're getting a get out an exploring creature. Path of Discovery means they explore again on top. Looks like they got 2 land. Oh no, so they got 1 land from the first explore trigger and put Vraska on top. If they cast Vraska next turn, then they'll have the ability to destroy one of our creatures. And they're leaving it on top like they really want to cast it next turn, so I think we just attack with everyone. Let them decide what they're going to do about it. So if we get rid of the treasure straight away, we can put Landrace Storm up to being a 3/2. Doesn't matter what color we use. So we sacrifice our treasure, and then our Landrace Storm trades with the other creature. Now we can use March of the Drowned. Get back these 2. If we cast the Ruin Raider, we'll still get the raid trigger because we attacked this turn. Draw a freebooter and lose 2 life. That was a good exchange. About as good as it comes. I expect they're going to pay, but if they play Vraska, they're still going to be stuck in a position where they can't defend. Because they're down to 3, they really need to cast creatures. Okay, here's a creature. But they're down to Vraska and 1 mystery card. Wildgrowth Walker. It's a bit too late for that, I think. No, they're keeping it on top, so... And they've just scooped it up. I think they realised it's a bit too late. That they're not going to be able to defend themselves properly. That's fine. Got 50 coins. Creature. It's not a pirate. Don't need to add it in. Try and get a win, get a booster pack. Four out of 5, we should just go for it until we can get the booster. We're going to be updating Arena to include the new set, Dominaria. So when we come back in on Magic Monday, should be a whole new set of cards that we can add in. Right, Merfolk. Walk the plank, of course useful in this matchup. It's going to be a dead card in our hand the entire game. Because I doubt any of our opponent's creatures are going to be non-Merfolk creatures, but... any other opponent would be great. But so we've got things we can do. Tap land like that. No 3-drops for you this turn. Three, no, we're not going to chump block that. We'll let that through. If they'd attacked with both, then sure, we would trade for the Mistbender. It seems fine. Get the captain. Maybe next turn, if we don't draw land, we might want to sacrifice our Field of Ruin to essentially use it like an Evolving Wilds to go get a blue land. If it wasn't Merfolk, I'd be interested in getting a black land to walk the plank, but there we go. It's a prime 3-drop Merfolk. We double block, but I'm not that interested in that. Oh, we've got a blue land. Maybe mark a vampire. Put it on the menace creature. Still not great. Get the Marauding Looter. Neither are great options. 4/3 menace is better than 2/1. If they do block with 2 creatures, then we can take out the Mistbender. Might just let it through and not risk the Mistbender. Okay, we're still alive, we're still in it. We can use Buccaneer's Bravado to give it double strike. Double strike lifelink menace would be good. Oh dear. Oh dear, indeed. Okay. So the elite says whenever they cast a merfolk spell, they get to put a counter on one of their creatures. Their 3-drop Kumena says that they can tap 5 merfolk to put a counter on all of them. Or they can tap 3 merfolk to draw a card. Let's swing back into 8. Buccaneer's Bravado would take up 2. Or we'll give attacking pirates +2/+0. I think we have to go with the Bravado plan. I think I have to swing in and try and gain the life. Perhaps they let it through again, maybe? They maybe think that they can win the race. We can pay 2 this time, because we'll have 2 spare. So we can create our 2/2 menace pirate token. Give them an opportunity to block. They don't block, they're letting it through, that's fine. So we'll give our guy +1/+1 and double strike until end of turn. And that'll do 10 lifelink damage, put us up to 18, put them down to 6. It's a massive swing. We're still in a poor board position, but we're hanging on in there. Good spirited opponent. Appreciate a good move, even if it's the opponent's move. Okay, Jade Light Ranger. It's gonna double Explorer. It's gonna trigger the elite. Probably gonna leave that on top. Yep. So leave that on top twice, so they can draw it next turn. Well, this isn't lethal. I have 1 blue untapped. I don't think they can do anything amazing with 1 blue. They could maybe unsummon one of our creatures, but just gonna let it through. Go back down to 8. Seems fair. If only we could cast Immortal Sun. Well, I guess we just play this one and then swing in with everyone. Because we have 2 menace creatures, can't block everyone. If they use 2 creatures to block one of our menace creatures, and then block our non-menace creature, chump block it, and our 4/2 menace will still get through. So they've got dive down. It's gonna make the Jade Light Ranger tough. Got an extra 3 toughness. Yeah, I think we want to put the Mistbender first to receive damage. So opponent's on 2, we're on 14. They're still playing creatures, they're still playing the game. They got 1 card left though. I don't think they can take 14 off us. Maybe over the course of 2 turns. No, I'm just gonna let that through, I think. Got our second black. Still Can't cast the Immortal Sun, which would be nice. We're down to 7, which isn't great. So we'll play March the Drowned. Get back 2 pirates. There's only 2 in our graveyard, so Spell Pierce. Okay. Our last card is Spell Pierce. So we'll have to pay for the Spell Pierce, because we really need the pirates back. That means we can't cast them both. Can only cast one of them. So the Menace has to be blocked by 2. And then the Neckbreaker itself would have to be chump blocked. So we can attack. Do have to block. So we lose both of their creatures to the Menace creature. Trades for both. Breaker trades. So we're still in it. They have 7 attack power. We are on 7 life, but we have a blocker. It's been a good game. It's quite close. Closer than I thought. I thought we would be doomed against the Merfolk. Double Captain. Okay, this one first since it's black and red. Don't think our Looting Marauder is good here. It's classic. Just tap the wrong lands. Well, we don't want to swing in because we'll just straight up lose our creature. We can create another creature on the way over to replace it, but seems redundant. Can still pop Field of Ruin to get another basic land. See what our opponent does. Ah, well there we go. So they're swinging in with both. If we chump block 1, let the other one through. And hopefully we can swing in for 2 and win. Seems like a bad attack. Yeah. That was maybe just a last desperate move, hoping that we would block both of them. They definitely shouldn't have attacked there if they wanted to survive. Will appeal to authority. Good in the cat deck now that we're not playing it anymore. 50 coins and another glorious booster pack. Rivals Vixlan. Another Slippery Scoundrel. Got a Negate. We got a few pirates here. Angrath, which is a Planeswalker, which is on colour, black and red. He's a Minotaur. Not sure whether he's a pirate-y Minotaur, whether he can be convinced to sail the 7 seas, but if he's going to go anywhere, he's definitely going to go in the deck we built, so maybe we should add him in, play another game with him, see if we can get him out. Take the blue off, so we can find him faster, and the artifacts off. So we can just see the black and red cards. There we go. So we'll add Angrath into the deck, and then decide what we're taking out. I think it's finally time to remove the vehicle. Maybe the Immortal Sun's a bit greedy as well, but yeah, Fell Flagship. It's gonna fall by the wayside. I think Angrath's definitely a more powerful card, so it's definitely an upgrade. We'll just try a game, see if we can cast Angrath for prosperity. So we're going second. Gonna evolve in wild so we can get the black land. Get our swamp. And then we're gonna have access to all three colours. And that's ideal for us starting. Looks like we're against black-green exploring. Got options. Should probably go with the freebooter. Have a look at our opponent's hand. See what's going on. Well, yeah, green-black explorer as we thought. It's pretty bad. Doesn't matter which one we take, because our opponent has 2 removal spells. They're just going to use the other one and kill our freebooter and get the other spell back. We can do it at instant speed, so perhaps they're waiting for see what else we're going to do. Don't really want them to play the spell on our Lannery Storm, but it does stop them getting the other spell back. I think it's pretty much 6.5 a dozen. See if we get to attack or not. Sort of forces our opponent's hand, as it were. Okay. I'm gonna fly over the top for one. Perhaps our opponent's mystery card is another piece of removal. Okay, Jadelight Ranger. Double Explorer. Chupacabra is an issue. That'll be a way that they can kill the freebooter. We could take out the Jadelight Ranger with our Fiery Cannonade. Could maybe wait until our opponent gets a few more creatures out, because it could take out the Chupacabra as well. I'll just run out 2-drop. Attacking again for 1. Giving our opponent another target for Chupacabra is a good idea. I do expect they'll pick up a removal spell at some point to get rid of the freebooter. Okay. Lots of exploring. I'm glad they don't have a... Oh, here we go. I was going to say I'm glad they don't have a Wild Growth Walker. But they will do next turn. That might mean that they're not going to cast the Chupacabra. If they would rather cast the Wild Growth Walker instead. Unless they have another land, they can maybe do both. Maybe want to leave up the Death Touch flash creature. Good. Use Buccaneer's Bravado if we get blocked. And we are. Can flash in the Poisoner as it gives our creature +1/+1, which will make it a 4/4. That way it'll survive. Our opponent's creature will die. Could also use Buccaneer's Bravado, but double strike on a 1/2 is only 2 damage. It's not worth it. Have to wait perhaps until next turn. If we can get through. Here comes Wildgrowth Walker. That's fine. Cannonade still only takes out Jade Light Ranger. Hopefully if they hit a land here, they'll have another creature with 2 toughness, might make it worth it. Yep, a land, okay. Wildgrowth Walker gets a counter, they gain life back. Again, we should probably wait until they get to the Chupacabra, as it has only 2 toughness. If we use it now, we don't have to think about blocking the Jade Light Ranger. It's Scoundrels is good, but do we want it out? I guess if our opponent kills it with a Chupacabra, then they can get treasure tokens, but will they need that? I think they've already got enough land. They might not. That might not be their target. Could maybe double strike the 4/4, get in extra damage. That's 10. 13, we don't know. Get the Scoundrels, we're probably in good shape. If we can stop them exploring and gaining life back. So one of their cards is land. They got Chupacabra. And the mystery card. We're still 1 land away from the Immortal Sun. So down comes Chupacabra. Who are we killing? Okay. That's probably wise. Okay, so they get back their kill spell. We get to kill 2 of our creatures. Yeah, makes sense. But one of the Scoundrels are still on the go. Puncture and blow. No, this is the perfect time to kill a Wildgrowth Walker. Now we're pretty free to attack in. We don't mind trading Chupacabra for the Death Touch creature. The Poisoner. That's fine, we're still left with a 4/3. Even if we just hit a land, we can cast Immortal Sun, it becomes a 5/4. Okay. Making a Hippo. and a lurking chupacabra. This one they can give our creature -2/-2 when they explore. So if we steal... it feels really bad. If we use the hostage taker and take the token, then the creature is going to have to chump block the lurking chupacabra. If we just take the chupacabra and then we can cast it ourselves, but we'll be trading our wanted scoundrels for the 3/3, the token. So we should take the token and then attack in. So they're going to let it through, that's fine. Hostage taker doing some good work. If we had taken the other creature, we would have been able to cast it. Wildgrowth Walker. Okay, we're going to use the Deadlands to put 2 -1/-1 counters on our creature. On the scoundrels. But here's our land. We can get the Immortal Sun. And we can attack for both. If they block with either of their creatures, they're going to die. We don't want that combination of creatures for our opponent. Just exploring once could get them right back in the game. I give them the treasure, that's fine. I hope they do a land. Well, they haven't cast anything, so... Come on, Immortal Sun. 2 swamps. Well, I was hoping for perhaps a creature, but... Let's swing in and see what happens. So it's not a creature, not a spell. Is it just a land they drew? And they were perhaps trying to fool us into thinking it was something good. So there we go. Got another victory in. We didn't get the Planeswalker. But there we go. If we'd drawn him, we would have played him. Oh, Bontu's Last Reckoning. It's actually a decent black rare card. So there we go. What I'll do is I'll end the video here. When we come back on Monday, we'll have a look at the new Dominaria update. Trying to open a few packs of that. I presume we'll be given 3 to start off with. And we can add the cards into our decks that we're going to play with. I think we should try and satisfy these daily quests down at the bottom. Not only will it give us loads of coins, but it'll be able to get rid of them so we can get different ones. The Dominaria update might have new pre-constructed decks for us to have a look at. I'm not quite sure. So we'll have a look at the update on Monday. Until then, take it easy. Good luck in your games of Magic, and I'll see you very soon.